Before starting this episode of Spectral Fantasy Novabytes, I wanted to apologize for both my dramatic model change and my week-long hiatus. First, I had to write a 2,000-word essay on the past readings I had for history. Then I had to write another 500-word essay on my research topic. And now, I can finally upload a video. Alright, let's begin now. Hey my Novabytes! Time Travelers Nova and Rats here, and welcome back to our playthrough of Spectral Fantasy. Last we left off, we had a sleepover with Cyrus, and it's now morning. And again, sorry for the late upload, as I had a very busy week. But anyway, let's start. The following morning you wake up, and are surprised to see Cyrus in the armchair, although now he's fast asleep with the book still open on his lap. You blink groggily a few times before sitting up in bed and stretching your arms up over your head with a yawn. Cyrus stirs at the noise and slowly opens his eyes as well, his gaze quickly finding you. I'm glad you managed to sleep. Aw, you weren't supposed to wake up. He gives you a confused look, his head tilting slightly to the side. I was gonna come over and kiss you awake. That's pretty bold of us, but I guess we are kind of in love. Cyrus sputters in shock and embarrassment as he registers your words. It takes him several moments before he's able to form a coherent sentence. Don't casually joke about something like that. Who said I was joking? Temporal, please. We both just woke up. Can't I have 10 minutes before you begin teasing me so mercilessly? I'll give you 5. Cyrus groans and lifts the book in his lap to bury his face into the pages and shield himself from your view. That aside, Cyrus lowers the book, his expression slightly more composed now. I'd offer you breakfast, but well... No worries. I was either going to grab something on my way home or eat something at my house. I have work I have to get done today. Otherwise, I'd offer to stay longer. Sorry, Cy. Not at all. You have your life. I know that. I'll come back first thing tomorrow, though. Promise. Don't miss me too much, okay? It hasn't been 5 minutes yet. You roll your eyes at his dramatic pout before climbing out of bed and beginning to pack all of your belongings you brought with. Cyrus helps you grab a few things, then makes the bed once you're all settled. Be safe driving home. And make sure you eat something. Yes, Mother. Cyrus gives you an unamused look. I'm teasing. I'll be safe. Walk me to the door? Of course. You make your way downstairs with him and stand on the porch outside the mansion. I'll be back before you know it, and hopefully with some ideas to try to get you out of here. You're the sweetest menace I've ever met. And that's the nicest compliment I've ever received. Before you can lose your nerve, you lean up and brush your lips against Cyrus's cool cheek. Aww. That's just cute. I can't. Bye for now, Cy. Cyrus looks like a deer in headlights for a good few seconds before a wide smile overtakes his face. See you tomorrow, Temporal. And with that, you turn and make your way back through the woods and to your car. You stop off at a fast food place to get yourself some breakfast before making your way back to your house, where, much to your disappointment, you have to begin working. As much as you love to start researching ways to help out Cyrus, having money for rent and groceries took pre-descent. Finally, after a long few hours that dragged on for what felt like far longer than necessary, you were done working for the day. Just like me. Oh, nice library. You decide to hit up the library first before they close to see if you couldn't scrounge up anything there. You could research on your laptop anytime after all. It was around half an hour before closing at the library by the time you left. You had skimmed through well over a dozen books while you were there, and you brought home around half that with you. Naturally, any information you found on the supernatural had to be taken with a grain of salt, you quickly found out. Different books and articles conflicted with each other left and right, and some information proposed was so outlandishly ridiculous, you knew it wouldn't even be worth trying. But you had a few ideas of things you could do to try to help Cyrus. Still, you wanted to learn as much as you could, so when you got back home, you hop on your laptop and begin researching online. You were so absorbed in clicking through different pages online that several hours flew by in a flash. Shit! You had forgotten to eat dinner, or even lunch for that matter. You had grabbed a small snack after you finished your work earlier, but it definitely didn't count as a meal. Seeing it was too late to cook anything, you sigh and dig out the leftovers from the fridge. They were a few days old at this point, but upon sniffing them, they were still edible. Probably. So after scarfing down your slightly questionable meal, it was time for bed. You had to get up early. You had to get an early start for tomorrow after all. You had made a list of your phone of several things to try for when you go to visit Cyrus tomorrow, some of which you needed to hit up the store to gather materials for. Feeling accomplished, you climb onto your bed after doing your nightly routine. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep after a long day you had. Chapter 3 complete. But we're not ending here, it's too short. The next morning when you wake up, you immediately know something is wrong. Your entire body is covered in a cold sweat. Your vision is blurry, and your stomach feels like it's twisting itself into knots with nausea. God, you shouldn't have eaten those leftovers. Yeah. Do not eat several-day-old pasta, Novabites. Trust me, I know. There is no way this was anything other than food poisoning, which means there was nothing you could do but wait it out for the symptoms to pass. Your hazy mind drifts to Cyrus as you lay in bed. You feel horrible knowing that you won't be able to keep your promise and make it over today. You didn't even have a way to contact him and let him know. Hopefully he won't be too upset with you. I don't think he will. He's nice, and he can forgive us, I believe. You sigh to yourself and close your eyes, hoping that if you rest, you can fight this off faster. It seems like the universe is against you, however, because you spend not only the entire day in bed, but the next as well. There was just no way you could manage to get yourself up and over to Briarwood Manor in this state. Stupid pot roast betraying you like this. It was so delicious when you first cooled it too. Finally, on the morning of the third day, you feel like yourself again, exhausted and starving for actual food, but better. Wanting to waste no time, you eat a light breakfast and make a quick trip to the store to gather the materials needed for all the various ideas you wrote down to try and help Cyrus. Then, it was off to Briarwood Manor. If you still haven't been feeling slightly off to being sick the last 2 days, you would have sprinted up to the front doors. Instead, you settled for speed walking. You knock on the front doors and wait. After a minute or two, the doors creak open. revealing Cyrus standing there with a mixture of surprise and relief on his face. "Oh, Cyrus, I'm so sorry. I stupidly ate leftovers I shouldn't have and ended up with food poisoning and..." He quickly raises his hand, cutting you off. And before you can process it, he's crushing you in a nearly suffocating hug. His hands grip onto the fabric of your shirt slightly as he buries his face into your neck. Told you he wouldn't be angry. He's just worried for us. After the surprise wears off, you return the embrace and say softly to him, "I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I had no way to let you know." Cyrus doesn't immediately reply. He simply squeezes you tighter. "Please don't apologize, Temporal. You can't help being sick. I would have never held that against you." He says softly, his face still hidden against your neck. When you didn't come over the other day..." He takes a shaky breath. "I was so worried something happened. I tried to stay rational and tell myself something probably came up and you couldn't make it. But then you didn't show up the next day either, and..." He trails off, going quiet for a few moments as he tries to collect himself. "I missed you so much, Temporal. I'm so glad to see you." You reach up to gently run your fingers through his hair in a comforting gesture, as you hug him tight with your other arm. "I'm sorry that I made you worry so much, Sai. I missed you too." Finally, he releases you from the hug and reaches up to wipe his teary eyes with his sweater sleeves. "How are you feeling now? If you still feel sick, please go home and rest. Don't push yourself for my sake." "I feel drained from the last 2 days, but I'm not sick anymore." Cyrus frowns, but he doesn't argue any further with you, though. Although, he looks like he wants to. "Don't look at me like that. Come on. Cheer up. I have a whole list of things we can try to solve your issue of not being able to leave the property." You excitedly hold up your shopping bag for emphasis. Some of it is, admittedly, pretty stupid, but it doesn't hurt to cover all of our bases, right? Cyrus eyes the bag dubiously. "I still don't have high hopes, but I'm willing to go along with whatever at this point. What's first?" So with that, you begin making your way down the list, trying everything from burning sage throughout the entire mansion to pouring table salt on his grave in the small family cemetery in the back of the property. You had even tried an Ouija board, just for the hell of it. Well, what's the point of an Ouija board? We can talk to Cyrus pretty perfectly. And, what, to communicate with his family, maybe? But again, we never got that. After a long few hours, you finally sign defeat and slump against the wall. "This sucks." Cyrus sighs as well and nods in agreement. "It does, but I expected this. Still, I don't want you to think I don't appreciate you for trying so hard on my sake, Temporal." He gives your head a gentle pat in an attempt to cheer you up. "I feel so bad. I wanted to be able to do this for you so badly." Cyrus frowns sympathetically in response and softly nudges your back with his hand. "Come on, let's head to the library. We can relax there for a while and play a game or something." You let out another sigh and begin making your way down the hall and to the library, Cyrus walking at your side. Inside the library, Cyrus gets the fireplace going before coming to stand next to you again, a concerned expression on his face. "You look like you're taking this harder than I am." It just makes me upset how unfair your situation is all. I'm okay. Cyrus looks over you for a moment before his worried expression changes to one of subtle mischief. Before you can question him, he vanishes from your side. You groan in response and briefly look around the room for him, but he's completely disappeared. Come on, Cy. What are you even doing? You begin to make your way over to the couch to dig out your game console you brought with you, when suddenly, the rug under your feet is yanked out from under you. You let out a sharp cry as your body falls backwards. Instead of crashing to the floor, however, you suddenly feel an arm hook around your waist and catch you mid-fall. You didn't really think I let you fall, did you? Awesome CG. You sputter in response at Cyrus' sudden closeness, feeling your face grow hot. What was that for? I wanted to get your mind off of things. You needed a distraction. He pulls you back to a standing position, acting as if his little stunt was the most casual thing in the world. How should we respond? Really nice? Honestly, I would pick this one. You do not get to riz me like that with no repercussions. Putting your unfamiliar slang aside, any repercussions will be worth it. You're still blushing. Are you feeling a little better? Please don't dwell on not being able to help. He takes a seat on the soft velvet cushions of the love seat by the fireplace and gestures for you to join him. You plop down next to him and drop your head onto his shoulder. I just can't believe it was something as stupid as you being tied to the place you died in. I mean, there are sightings of ghosts haunting cemeteries, right? They didn't die there. It doesn't make any sense. Cyrus wraps his arm around you in a comforting manner. True. Maybe it's because their bodies are there. No, that can't be it. Your body is here, sure. But then what does it mean for the ghosts that haunt places that they aren't buried? Cyrus hums thoughtfully. True. I suppose that isn't it then. Sudden realization hits you, and you quickly jump from your feet, causing Cyrus to jump slightly at your outburst. I have an idea. What if your spirit isn't tied to the mansion itself, but something in it? Cyrus tilts his head as he considers your proposal. What would that something be? I don't know. That's why you need to figure it out. I read a few articles about ghosts being attached to certain items they cherished when they were alive. Things like stuffed animals, music boxes, pocket watches, those kinds of things. Things that hold significant sentimental value to you. Cyrus's lips purse in the thoughts as he thinks. After a moment, his eyes slowly drift down to the silver locket hanging from his neck. Oh yeah! Now that we had that we just said that theory, that does make sense. He does have that silver locket. You think that might be it? But you've been wearing it this entire time. Shouldn't you be able to leave then? This isn't the real locket. It's just my spirit manifesting what I was wearing when I died. Wait, I have so many questions now. Can you never change clothes then? Cyrus chuckles a little at the sudden shift tone. No, I can put on other clothes. They just won't be translucent like the ones I'm wearing are. You give him an even more confused look, making him chuckle in response. It'll be quicker if I just showed you. Here, watch. He slips the locket off and places it in your hands. The locket remains semi-transparent, and cold to the touch as you hold it. Then, as suddenly as it was placed in your hands, it disappears. You notice that Cyrus is once again wearing it. My outfit is technically a part of my ghost, I guess. I can remove it, but I just have to think about it, and I can make it reappear on me. That's good to hear. For a second, I was worried I'd never be able to see you without a shirt. Cyrus chokes. Temporal. You continue on as if nothing happened, your tone as casual as ever. Anyway, the more I learn about ghosts, the less they make sense. You can eat, but the food disappears as soon as you swallow it, and now you have magical ghost clothes? I don't make the rules. I'm just forced to follow them. Getting back on topic, his expression softens as his gaze trails down to the locket around his neck once more. This was a birthday present Lottie got for me when I turned 12. My parents weren't big on gift giving. I mostly just received money from them, so getting this for my sister. I know it's a silly necklace, but it means a lot to me. I wore it nearly every day, right up till the end. He gently clicks open the locket, revealing a tiny black and white photo of a much younger Cyrus, standing alongside Charlotte and his parents. I can't think of anything else it would be, honestly. You can't help but smile at the sentimentally and warm look on Cyrus's face. That's incredibly sweet, Cy. Do you know where the actual locket is, then? A thought dawns on you, and a horrified expression crosses your face. You weren't buried with it, were you? Am I going to have to dig up a grave? Cyrus bursts into laughter, clutching his sides as he doubles over. I'm sorry. That was just such a good look on your face. He composes himself after a minute and wipes a tear from his eye. As hilarious as it would be to help you dig up my own body, no. Remember that keepsake chest Lottie put together that I told you about? It's up in the attic. I was looking forward to grave robbing. Nah, I don't think Cyrus would like that. Well, I'm gonna pick this one. Anyways, let's head up to the attic then. I have a good feeling about this. Cyrus leads you to where the hatch is for the attic, and he lowers the ladder to the floor. It's dusty, but it should be safe. I don't think any of the flooring up there is rotten or anything. The mansion hasn't betrayed me so far. You shrug and begin climbing the ladder, making sure to test each rung before putting your full weight on it. Poking your head up into the attic, you survey the new space. It wasn't nearly as bad as you were expecting. You've seen modern attics that are sketchier than this. Cyrus floats up after you and heads over to a table near the wall. You follow after him and spot a small ornate box sitting on a table. It's covered in dust, but not nearly as much as the other furniture in the room. Cyrus must occasionally come up here and look through the contents. He motions for you to stand next to him and gingerly lifts the lid of the box. Inside the velvet interior are several items, ranging from photographs to letters and even a small plush rabbit. You said Lottie made you this as a keepsake chest? Uh-huh. Things she and my parents wanted to remember me by, I suppose. I don't know why they left it here when they moved. Cyrus' face suddenly darkens as a thought suddenly crosses his mind. Wait, are we going to have to destroy those contents to free Cyrus's soul? I'm just thinking of that. If they had brought this with them, and your theory about my locket is right, then... Oh, so... Hang on. He trails off, and you quickly put two and two together. Then you would be with them when they moved, instead of here. You press a little closer to Cyrus's side, offering him comfort if he needs it. He takes a breath and lets out slowly before returning to his task of gently removing items from the box. There's no changing what happened. This is how things are now. Besides, I would have never have met you if they'd taken the box with them. And as much as I wish I could have spent more time with my family, I wouldn't want to give you up either, Temporal. He gives your hair a gentle ruffle and smiles sweetly at you. Sigh, I don't even know what to say. No need to say anything. Thank you for being you. Menace that you are. Cyrus then turns to lift a small jewelry box out of the keepsake chest and hands it to you. You meet his eyes for a moment before lifting the lid. The silver locket inside looks identical to the one around Cyrus's neck, minus the fact it doesn't possess the spectral transparency that he does. Are you ready to go try this theory out? Cyrus nods. I'm prepared for it not to work, but you said you had a good feeling about this, right? I trust you. You go hand the box containing the locket back to him, but he stops you, smiling warmly. Keep it. Even if it doesn't work, I want you to have it. Aw, Cyrus. I guess we'll accept your gifts of your locket. He holds up the spectral version around his neck. We can match. Oh, there's so many choices here. Cyrus, you're gonna make me cry. Cyrus laughs softly in response. Sorry, I'd rather you didn't though. Chances are, if you start crying, I will too. You carefully lift the locket out of the box and clasp it around your neck, the pendant resting comfortably against your chest. Cyrus smiles even wider seeing you wearing it. It suits you. Out to the front gates then? The sun is going to be setting soon. You nod to make your way with him outside the mansion and to the front gates of the property. So, how are we doing this? Should I just walk out and see if you can follow? I suppose so. I don't have any other ideas. With that, you pass through the opening between the gates and take a few steps back from them. You hold your breath as Cyrus approaches the gates next. Please work. Cyrus seems to take a deep breath as well, as if preparing himself for another failure, before he takes another step forward and passes through the gates, just like you had. Both of you are silent for a few moments, not even daring to breathe. Cyrus looks at you before glancing back at the iron grates behind him. Good, so we didn't have to destroy those memories then. Did it really work? He seems to be at a complete loss for words, taking a few more hesitant steps away from the gates and towards you. It works, Cyrus! You let out a breath you have been holding and quickly rush forward to throw your arms around him in a tight hug, nearly lifting him off of the ground in the process. You hear Cyrus choke on air as his arms are crushed against his side from your embrace. You get a glimpse at his expression, and he looks like he wants to celebrate and burst into tears all at the same time. When you finally release him for the hug, he takes a shaky breath and runs his fingers through his hair. Can we walk a little further away, just to be sure? You nod in response, reaching out to grasp his chilling hand into your own and gently tug him down the path that leads into the woods. Cyrus is tense for the first few seconds, but relaxes more the further you get away from the mansion. You notice that he even has a tiny smile on his face now. I have so much to show you. I'm bringing you to an amusement park, the movies, the beach, my favorite cafe, the mall. You begin listing off various other places and you hear Cyrus laugh softly from beside you. Good, because I won't even know where to start. Well, it's gonna be weird seeing or having a ghost boyfriend in public, but we'll figure it out, Cyrus. His voice still sounds somewhat fragile, as if he might start crying any second. You give his hand a gentle squeeze in response. I do. I had an idea, actually. Cyrus tilts his head at you in question. I'm gonna see if I can't find your family's records online and see where they're buried. We can go visit them. Temporal Nova is also a historian, Cyrus, so I can help you with that. I'd love to look at small details after all, although I am a gamer now, but I still have some experience in history. Your words were enough of a push to cause Cyrus to actually begin crying now. Temporal... I'm sorry. I should have waited to say that part now that I think about it. He shakes his head, squeezing your hand back in response. No, it's fine. These are happy tears. He rubs his eyes with the sleeve on his free arm before glancing down at the locket around your neck. I can't believe this worked. It is, after all. I was so sure I'd be stuck at the manor forever. I can't remember the last time I was this happy. There's no way I could ever make it up to you. Everything you've done for me. I can think of something. Give me a smile, the biggest one you can manage. He laughs in surprise at your unexpected words, a huge grin forming on his face. That'll do. You're the cutest when you smile like that. I wasn't even trying yet. So I naturally have that power over you. This is excellent news for me. If it makes you happy, sure. I can't think of anyone else who would make me smile without fail like you can. It's both a blessing and a curse, which suits you perfectly. So, how about a sleepover at my house tonight? Interested? Cyrus pretends to think about it, tapping his chin in thought. Depends. How many bedrooms does your house have? Do you have your own ballroom? Cyrus. You laugh loudly and give his shoulder a gentle smack. You don't get to pull that spoiled rich kid act on me. Especially since I know what you're actually like. But if you rather stay all by yourself at Briarwood with only the spiders and mice for company, be my guest. Also, you didn't tell me you had a ballroom on the tour. I forgot, honestly. We never used it that often. In any case, I'd love to have a sleepover with you at your house. And many more after that, hopefully. I just might have... Yeah, Cyrus, can you please move in with me? Cyrus chokes. Temporal, please. After the flush leaves Cyrus's face, he meets your eyes again. Would you really let me stay with you? Obviously, as long as you're comfortable with it. He casts a glance at the mansion behind him as his tone softens. I don't want to be alone anymore. And you're never going to be, as long as I have a say in it. Come on, we have a sleepover to get to. Do you want to bring anything with you to my house for the night? Cyrus thinks about it for a moment before shaking his head, smiling gently. Not that I can think of. I really want to go. I want to see what things are like out there. This still doesn't feel real. I never thought I'd ever get to leave. Can we go, please? You feel your heart melt at the expression on his face and the sincere, slightly pleading tone in his voice. Silently, you offer your hand, and he takes it in your own without hesitation, his fingers lacing together with yours. You lead him through the forest and to your car, clicking the unlock button on your keys with your free hand. Cyrus's eyes go wide as he takes in the sight of your vehicle, letting go of your hand to run his fingers over the cool middle of the hood. Wow. You laugh in response and open the passenger side door for him. I have a feeling I'm gonna be hearing that a lot from you for the foreseeable future. There is a lot to get used to for someone who hasn't seen the world in over a century. Cyrus looks embarrassed. I promise I'll try to contain myself. I was teasing. You're adorable when you get that awe-filled look in your eyes. He pouts slightly in response, but doesn't say anything further. You instruct him to climb onto the car and buckle up before settling in yourself and turning the engine on. You can roll down your window with that button if you want. You point to the little switch before reversing out of the worn pathway and back onto the road. You were thankful the sun hadn't quite set yet, which meant Cyrus was able to gawk at all the buildings and signs as you drove through town. A few minutes later, you pull into the driveway to your house and climb out of this car. Cyrus joining you after a brief struggle with the door handle, causing you to snicker. I'm going to haunt you if you laugh at every little thing I fail using modern technology. More attention from you? Sounds like a win-win to me. Besides, aren't you already haunting me now? Quite literally, actually. You hold up the locket around your neck for emphasis. Remember that horror movie we watched? I'll make your life like that. I'll throw the locket outside and make you sleep in the front yard. Cyrus gasped in an overdramatic fashion. You wouldn't. You're right, I wouldn't. I couldn't bear to put up a frown on such a precious little face. More compliments about Cyrus's handsome face. You reach out to squeeze his cool cheeks, tugging on them gently. Cyrus makes a noise that's both offended and flustered at the same time, batting your hands away from his face. Temporal, seriously. Are we just going to stand out here in the driveway flirting all night? Oh, so you rather flirt inside? I can do that. Temporal. He groans in embarrassed exasperation, but allows you to take his hand again and lead him outside your house. After a brief tour, you bring him into your bedroom. I know it's not as nearly as grand as Briarwood Manor, but I hope you like it. Cyrus takes a moment to admire the room, walking around the space and looking at all your decor with a smile on his face. It's very you. I love it. Aw, you sweetheart. Thank you. We have a long night of movies and video games ahead of us, but there's still something extra important I have to take care of first. Cyrus tilts his head at you cutely, a curious expression on his face. Ah, how adorably naive. Without any warning, you pounce on him, causing you to both fall into your plush mattress. Do you know, or do you have any idea how long I wanted to kiss you for? The ghost pin beneath was too stunned to speak for several long moments. I don't. He clears his throat. So why haven't you? You got me right where you want me, right? You gasp, your voice taking on a mock, scandalized tone. Sigh, you naughty boy. I knew you were a bottom. Okay, we're kind of getting into the spicy territory. Kiss me already, or I'll flip you and do it myself. I love to see your scrawny ass try. But you relent and lean in to press your lips against... You press your lips to his in a surprisingly heated kiss, given the temperature difference between the two of you. After what feels like an eternity, you part, rolling off of him to lay beside him on the bed. You can't resist a smug grin as you see you're not the only one left panting from the kiss. If I wasn't already dead, you'd certainly be the death of me. Love you too, Sai. I'm looking forward to a very long time with you. When I die, I'm becoming a ghost. You'll never be free from me. For once, Cyrus doesn't get flustered by your words. I never heard something so reassuring and threatening at the same time. I can't think of anyone I'd rather spend an eternity with, Temporal. Chapter 4 complete. Oh, and that's the end. So, me and Cyrus are boyfriend forever, even in death. That was a very cute visual novel. It really put a smile on both me and Retz's face. So this was Spectral Phantasy. Overall, a very cute game with a very cute storyline and a cute ghost boy. This was Temporal Nova and Rats. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like our content, please consider liking and subscribing as it helps us a lot.